As you guys saw in the last video, TJ and the Commander had a pretty tough break. He blew a shock out, and he didn't show it, or we didn't see it, but he also broke an axle. So he found that, and he sent me a picture of that. So I'm going to go ahead and pop over by his shop and see what he's got going on over there. I heard that he also has some upgrade suspension parts and maybe some tires. I don't know if we're going to mount those, but I'm going to go over there and see what he's going on and see if I can't help him out. So we saw one point in the ride that the shock was blown out.
Very fast, I think the rest of the day.
Yeah, sucker's cooked.
It's almost like it's not made for that kind of ride.
But we didn't see that the axle was also broken on this right front.
Yep. Yeah, the CV broke.
Oh, nice.
If you get down in there, you're not supposed to be able to do this.
Yep, that's no bueno.
Yeah. So
You kind of had a ride at tough brakes, but it kept going.
yeah, I was riding in two-wheel drive and didn't even know it until in the last video in the mud. You can tell I was riding it in and out of that hill with two-wheel drive. I didn't know it.
Right. Well, I think you started without me. You got some goings on here.
Yeah.
So, and I think you also said that you had some upgrade parts that you were going to do on the front suspension.
Yep. Ford offset control arms with heavier duty ball joints and a set of heavy duty axles, and then I'm just going to do a replacement shock because the aftermarket shocks are a little expensive.
Yeah.
A little too much for this. I gotta know when to say when on this deal.
We're in a working man's budget with this whole operation.
Yeah,
So.
low budget.
Yeah.
All these new parts that I've bought, they're all factory reject stuff, like return parts. So I didn't.
Well, this is not like the trailing arms and the.
Oh yeah.
The A arms.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's all return stuff from Super to Super ATV.
Huh.
I bought it from a company that sells all their reject stuff pretty cheap.
Budget.
That's where I got my back axles too. Only paid like $100 a piece for those Rhino 2.0s.
Nice.
Otherwise, I would have put Cobras in it.
All right. Well, where are these parts at? Let's take a peek at them.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yep, they're everywhere.
All right. Well, here are the control arms for returns. Those look pretty sharp.
Oh yeah, they're not bad at all. That one I think they got returned that had a little gouge in the powder coat right there. But it's all low budgets. But I didn't put a set of 300M ball joints in it. But I did splurge for a set of all balls, heavy duty adjustable ball joints. So that's nice to have. So you can keep running them for a while. You just adjust that.
Oh, nice.
Tighten them up. So
That is sharp.
they're pretty good. And then put a set of just Tusk UHMW bushings in it.
Yeah.
Pretty cheap stuff. Better than the factory. So
Right on.
got that and a set of. I'm gonna try some 60 brand axles for the front. They're Can-Am Maverick XXC Maverick axles.
Huh.
It's supposed to be a little bit longer. A lot of guys say that they're the way to go with these. So that's what I'm gonna try.
Very cool. Well, I guess we'll see if we can't get that old axle taken out, get some arms taken off, and see how far we can get on this puppy.
Yep.
So we've hit a system of snags here. We got the lower control arm off well enough and the hub and everything, but we found out that the bearing inside of it is also complete junk inside of the hub. But luckily enough, he bought new bearings. So we have bearings, but I said it's been a system of snags. So the snag that we're running into right now is the bolt that goes through the upper control arm is stuck in there. Were you reading up something about that that says that's a common deal?
Yeah, just with any vehicle, car, side by side, whatever.
I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, and the bushing, you know, is wore out. Probably hadn't been greased in 10 years.
Ever.
Yeah. Well, I guess it wouldn't be 10 years because I guess it's not 10 years old. But
Anyway.
it's probably been greased at least once in its life, but it hadn't been in a while.
So where we're at right now, that and there was some damage to the new bushings or the new ball joints, the boots.
The boots
so
on the bottom ball joints.
we'll have to get some replacement boots. So
Something. I guess.
long story short, you know, I need more parts. Unfortunately, things don't always go smooth. Usually working on these things anyway.
No, the back was pretty smooth and I done it by myself, but
I will say that razors are so much easier to work on.
yeah, well, I mean, if I wasn't trying to use this as a razor, probably wouldn't be all screwed up.
Well,
And there's plenty of stuff in there that's broken. You can tell it's been broke for a long time.
yeah. So if you look in here, this bolt right here is the one that we're talking about, and there's no way to get any kind of leverage on it. Come on, focus, work with me, thank you. There's no way to get any leverage on this back side right here. So that's stuck. And to get the bolt out of the bottom, instead of the bolts that were holding this front bumper on have been ground off by rocks and stuff like that. So he just took kind of a giant Dremel and made a small notch in that, which isn't going to hurt anything.
Quarter-inch diagram.
There you go.
Right behind you. Well,
To get that out, the radiator had to come out so we can move that bolt. Or the radiator has to come out to get the top bolt out, and the top bolt's not going anywhere. So that's kind of where we're at.
can't get any leverage on it, so.
I'm hoping that the other side is easier.
I don't know. I'm probably just going to order some bolts for both of them.
So more parts. We don't have much more time that we can work today.
Yeah.
So I guess this will be a two-part deal. So we got the one side broke down. We kind of see what we're going to run into with the other ones. We know some more tools and parts that we're going to need. So
Yeah. And we know, well, I know that the rack's janky, but we're just going to pretend like we didn't see that.
rack, the front end, you know,
It's a freaking rack boss.
the front diff.
Front disc got a broken ear on it. You can tell it's been broke a long time, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything.
Now this thing.
Might crawl up under there with it bolted in and just kind of zip a booger weld in there.
You know, after getting all this apart, it's really impressive to see this thing run how it has when it's held together by hopes and dreams.
Yeah, the right rear wheel shouldn't even be on it right now.
Why not?
That should be the rack hasn't broke, which is I knew the rack would be the first thing to break on this thing.
Well, and you had that check engine light. The reason that this dash is torn out is because it has a check engine light that won't go away. And what did you replace on it?
I was going to replace the ECT sensor, which is the engine coolant temperature sensor, because the fan's constantly running. Well, I bought a new one, plugged it in, open air, and it still run. So there's probably a broke wire or something somewhere. Probably a broke wire.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I got to trace it down.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, that's not really keeping it from running. If
No,
anything,
I was well
I'd rather
let
have
that
the
go
fan
for now.
constantly running than not at all.
It's not the worst thing for
Especially
one of
during,
these.
it's starting to warm up. It's like 80-something degrees today.
It's nice.
It's a little hot for my liking. But if
It's
If it
windy,
had been this warm long enough that the water was nice.
but it's breezy, so
That's
it's
true.
not too bad. It's a little too breezy. I was going to do some welding earlier, but too
Better
much
working
wind.
weather.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get out and work on these things whenever it's butt cold outside.
No,
So,
no.
anyways, I think we're going to stop there for today. We'll be back. We're going to have to get this thing back together for sure because it's kind of in a not ride situation right now.
Yeah, not
So,
good.
not good. So, I guess you have to let me know whenever you get more parts and we'll come back and we'll finish this sucker up.
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of a short one, but the last one was an hour long, but we hadn't put anything out for quite some time, so I figured a long one wouldn't be too bad of a deal. So
Yeah. I wish it was together now so we go to Mark Twain.
I know.
I don't know what the trails are like down there.
You know, they're
Somebody
really.
said they're not really.
Yeah. No, there's nothing crazy, but anyway,
Retirement riding.
retirement right now. So I guess we'll find out what all ports we need ordered, what all we need to get fixed in here, so we can get this thing back together. Hopefully, maybe next weekend we can get this thing fixed up.
Yeah. Next weekend, I guess be fine.
Say, if you're going to try and fix it sometime during the week, you need to get the cameras.
Yeah, well, if I can, I will. Get some parts in. I can at least get this one side done, I hope.
When I say you break this camera, you're dead to me. Anyway, well, I guess that's it. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching these. Peacing out already. Thanks everybody for watching these. For the tens of you that have subscribed, thanks a lot. If you enjoyed this kind of stuff, subscribe more. I know this is the first kind of like garage thing that we've done, but I'm going to try to do some more of these. The hitch and the get up is everybody has different shops, so I have to kind of figure out who's doing what when, and I have to sneak over there. So,
Well, they need to start breaking some stuff so they got something to do.
well, Greg's not breaking stuff; he's just buying everything. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll get this finished up. This will be probably part 1 or 2, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.
Bye.
Guess you're buying more parts.